If you've clicked on this video, your agency revenue has likely plateaued or been plateaued for a while. Now, my name is Bradley Riley. Last year, my marketing agency did over $6 million in cash collected, and we hit 700K months. And I'm here to help save you millions of dollars in mistakes and years of wasted time by giving you 3 simple things, the only things that you actually need to do to double, even quadruple your business's revenue and break through the plateau that you're actually at right now. And I'm going to be honest, I'm sick and tired of seeing all of these gurus online just overcomplicating the hell out of it to sell you on how to solve it, because they make it more complex to feel like you don't know what you're doing to then sell you something, okay? I'm not here to do that. My marketing agency is my main business, and because of that, I can give you everything you need for free. What's the first thing that you need to do? Number 1, you need to double the volume of units sold. If nothing else changes and you can just double the volume of units that you sell each month, you will double the size of your business. Please do not click off this video because you think that you already know, of course I need to sell more units. Listen to this video. I'm going to remind you from someone who has grown their own agency to $6 million a year. Let's say you get your clients from cold calling right now and you're making $500 a day and you want to double the volume of units sold. If you make $1,000 a day, okay, then you will double the size of your business if everything else remains the same. Let's say you're spending £300 a day on ads right now and you double to £600 a day and everything else remains the same. You will double the size of your business, okay? That's input related. The second thing, which I actually prefer, I met with Sabri Subi last year and he told me that he cut his CPA in half for his agency by adding setters into his acquisition process, okay? So what I'm gonna do is speak to you a little bit about how we copied that. Basically, I took what Sabri told me, just copied it, and we added hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to our own agency. So imagine you're running a bath right now and you have the plug out. That is what most of your agencies have right now because you don't have setters in the mix. So what Sabri told me was, hey, basically what you need to do is every single time somebody becomes a lead, applies to book a call, books a call, no shows, cancels, you just ring the hell out of them, okay? Even if they book a call, ring them to call confirm the call, right? Tap the bottom, here we go, at the bottom of our driveway here. Let's see if I can finish this video before we get back to the top. By the way, it's 36 degrees here in the UK today. It's absolutely sweltering hot. So for anyone that's in the UK that doesn't have aircon like us, I feel for you homies, right? I feel for you guys. Anyway, so back to the point. Adding setters to basically contact all of your applications that didn't book, your no-shows, your cancels, leads that don't even complete application, partial submissions. Just have setters slamming those, slamming the hell out of those people, okay? If you do that, you will basically plug the leaky bucket that you have right now. So rather than putting more input into the top for it to basically leak through all the holes in the bucket, you plug the bucket first and then you double the input. And if you do that, you'll probably see more than a double. You might see like a 3-4x increase in the volume of new units that you sell each month, okay? So that is point number 1. Sell more units and add setters to your already existing acquisition process to plug the hole of the leaky bucket that you currently have, and then back to first principles and fundamentals, increase the volume of input on the front end, okay? Now, all of this is important and everyone speaks about acquisition, but what people don't speak about, and it is the more important lever, is there's no point bringing clients on if you can't get a large lifetime value out of them. So the second point is, how can we actually increase LTV? Now I want to simplify this for you. If you're at 100K a month, how can you get to 400K a month right now? If you're plateaued, that seems like a long way away, right? Well, as someone who's been through this journey and done it, all you need to do, if you double units sold on the front end, and then you double your LTV on the back end, you will 4x the size of your business, okay? So if you're at 50K a month, that's exactly how you get to 200. If you're at 100, that's how you get to 400. If you're at 10, that's how you get to 40. Stop letting these gurus online overcomplicate the hell out of it. But what I prefer about lever 2 with LTV is there are so many more ways that you can actually pull that lever. First of which, you can just charge more money. If you charge 1K a month right now, can you increase your price to 2? The second way, upsells. If you're offering SEO services in your agency, how can you add paid ads, organic content, okay, web design, funnel design? How can you add more platforms into the mix so you can bill your clients more money and help them solve more of the problem they're already paying you to solve? It's not like you're trying to solve a different problem. Agency clients come on board because they want you to help grow their business. So all you're doing is adding different vehicles to the mix to help them grow their business. So again, you can increase your LTV by adding more upsells, okay? And then the final one, which is like the craziest for most of you watching this, is you just need to learn to reduce your churn. Like if your churn is 20% a month right now, which I know some agencies are at, or 15%, if you can go from 20 to 10%, from 15% to 7 to 8%, you will double your LTV, okay? Now the beautiful thing about this is, let's say you increase your price a little bit, you add some upsells, and maybe you reduce your churn by 50%, okay? All of a sudden then, you're more than doubling the LTV of a client. If you do the same on the front end then, where you plug your leaky bucket and you increase the volume of input you do on the front end, that's all you need to do to 4x the size of the business, okay? You don't need a ton of SOPs, this confusing Miro board of all these systems. You need to go back to fundamentals. The third thing, your business can only scale, your agency can only scale to the amount of hours you work because it is so dependent on you. Now, depending on where you're at watching this right now, maybe you're still on sales calls, maybe you're still in fulfillment, maybe you're not, maybe you've got a team, but every decision still routes through you. The problem is, and this is a really dangerous problem with agencies that get to 50, 100, 150, 200k a month. You are the best person in your agency. You have that founder magic. You know everything so well. You have the high standards. So even when you step away and hire a team, every decision still runs through you. You find yourself jumping on, getting involved in everything because you're worried if you don't, everything falls apart, okay? And what happens is, if you learn how to say, if you start seeing success because you're doubling your volume of units sold, you're doubling your LTV, but then the issue is you find, okay, I'm the bottleneck now, let me start to step back. But as soon as you do that, you're not closing as many deals, the leaky bucket starts to happen again. Maybe you find that you're getting these clients and you're just churning them as soon as you get them. Your churn starts to creep back up again because, again, you're not all over everything. So your initial reaction is to jump back in. Because if you don't, what ends up happening is you've bolted on all these additional expenses, you've increased your ad spend, you've hired more sales reps, your retention was increasing, so you were bringing on more people to help fulfill those clients. But as soon as you step back, everything starts to break and you're left, your bottom line is getting crushed because you've bolted on more expenses, but they're people that aren't as good as you, and you're just left with a really bloated agency that's less profitable. You've got headaches, you feel like a therapist to your team. You've probably lost sight of why you even started this agency for in the first place, right? Like, you started this business because perhaps you wanted to build an empire, you wanted freedom, yet you find yourself stressed 24/7, not being able to eat dinner with your partner without checking Slack, or go away without putting your laptop down, And the issue is with point 3 here is, that means that you are the bottleneck. And look, you hear all of the time people say, hire people better than you. And that is fantastic advice. In your agency is your people, because if you sell a service and those people are doing the service, it is your people. The problem is, you can't really truly afford to hire world-class people until you get to 8 figures. Like, I'm talking about truly world-class people. Ben Francis from Gymshark spoke about this. He said 0 to 10 million is basically just brute force with the founder. The founder just brute forcing it way through. The founder's touch being on everything. And then after that, you have the profit and the margin and the scale to bring on people that are even better than you, that teach you how to do things. The reality is, for most of you businesses and agencies right now, what you actually need is you need to build an operating system within your business that has your fingerprint all over it. You need to build leadership structures and accountability, okay? And well-structured SOPs, okay? You need that in place with your touch all over it, so you can step back, but the business from a sales standpoint, from a delivery standpoint, operates 75-80% as good as you were doing it yourself. It's never going to be 100% right now. You can't afford for it to be more. I'm just going to put that myth to bed. You can't afford for it to be more. Okay, all of the people that are that good at that stage mostly have their own businesses. People beyond that don't have their own businesses are too expensive, okay, if they're like the entrepreneurs. Okay, so you need to be all over everything, but you can't be the one to be all over everything. You need to build the operating system that allows your standards to be over everything. Okay, and you need to be able to step back and have the thing run without you, because if you're already working 12 hours a day right now and you're wondering how you can scale, well, you can't, because if you do, like I said, the standards drop, because when you're not the one jumping into everything, like, not only are you going to have way more stress, but you just don't physically have the hours, and then, like I say, you just end up with a really bloated agency because you bolt on all these costs, but the KPIs and the metrics get worse, and you end up with a really stressful, thin margined agency, which you don't want. So the third point, and a bit of an action step for you, and by the way, but just to mention here, like, I've just launched a private advisory offer, and it is in beta right now. You know, I've been building my agency for the last, I've had my agency for the last almost decade, but I've been not making as much content on YouTube and really focused on scaling my agency for the last, 4 or 5 years. And I'm now at a stage where I want to start helping agencies again. So if you want a mentor, somebody that's going to work with you one-to-one, I'm not just going to sell you a package of SOPs. Like, if you want somebody to work with you hand in hand, to look at your business, give you actual one-to-one private advisory, it'll be myself and my COO. If you want that to help you double your agency's revenue, remove you as the bottleneck, and basically just save you millions of dollars and loads of headache in all the expensive lessons that I've learned along the way, then click below and book a call with me. At the minute, I'm still the one taking these phone calls and these audit calls. So if you want to speak to me directly, I can tell you a little bit about how I can help. And yeah, would love to chat to you. Before we wrap up, the final execution point for you right now, I want you to go away and do a time audit. Every 15 minutes for the next week, document what you're spending time on. And at the end of the week, I want you to look at that and ask, how can I start to either eliminate and just remove it altogether, automate with AI, or delegate and build a system around those tasks so you can actually go from the operator of your business and your agency to an actual owner of an agency. Because if you do not do that now, I know so many agencies, by the way, that are at $1 million a year, 150k a month, 200k a month, that have nailed acquisition, have really high retention, but they just cannot scale, and they don't know why. They've watched all of the YouTube videos, they're like, I don't know what it is, I just can't scale, I've tried everything. Well, for most of those people, 95% of them, they can't see it because they don't realize that they are the actual bottleneck. Okay, so if that's you, do the time audit, and I'd highly recommend, okay, booking a call with me if you want me to support. It's fully backed by a happiness and a results guarantee. So if you don't make your money back, and for any reason you're not happy at all, it's backed by a guarantee. I'd highly recommend booking a call with me if you're interested, and I hope that helped. See you in the next one.